Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day. And today I was reading from a book of devotions that I have that was published in 1549. And even though it's almost 500 years old, I find it very relevant and very powerful for me. And I just wanted to share with you what I found in it today. Today, the devotion led me to 2 Corinthians 4, verses 5 to 6. And this is what it says. You see, we don't go around preaching about ourselves. We preach that Jesus Christ is Lord, and we ourselves are your servants, for Jesus' sake. For the God who said, "Let there be light in the darkness," has made this light shine in our hearts, so we could know the glory of God that is seen in the face of Jesus Christ. I think it's very easy to forget the importance of some of the really basic imagery that's in the Bible. The authors in the Bible are constantly talking about light and darkness and God's light. And if you've ever walked in the forest at night, or even in a city at night when the lights aren't working or something like that, you understand the importance of having light and not walking in the darkness. And you understand how much peace it can give you to walk in light. For those who lived thousands or even hundreds of years ago, nighttime was a scary event. It was a terrifying time. And when there was no light, this is when crime could happen. This is when robberies or break-ins or even murder would take place. Especially if you didn't live in a city. If you lived in a small village, someone could easily come in at night, do something terrible and leave and probably never be found. And, this was a time when people would worry. This was very tense. Maybe not every night. They probably, I assume, got used to it at some point. But this is when bad things happened, was when there was darkness, when there was no light. And so, a lot of these devotions that I've been reading from all these years ago, they focus on light and hoping for the light and hoping for morning and describing Jesus as the light and as the morning and this thing that we hope for, because it brings us peace and brings us out of this darkness, which is dangerous. So now that we live thousands of years later, we live in well-lit cities every night, and we live in much safer times and much safer communities, and it's hard to feel the weight and significance of this imagery. But for the people of the New Testament, Jesus was this light. He brought them something new. He took them out of the darkness of their sins. He took them out of the danger of their sins and the separation from God, and he brought them something really good that they understood, I think, a little better than we do. Because when we wake up in the morning, it's more of just a chore because we have to get up and we have to go to work or we have to go to school. But when they woke up in the morning, there was a sense of relief that, okay, I've made it through the night, nothing bad has happened, and we're safe for a little bit longer. But Jesus, for them, brought this light that didn't stop, and he brings that to us too. This constant availability and this constant connection to God and this constant forgiveness. 2 Corinthians 4, verse 5 to 6 says that God has given us this light, and the light that brings peace and reveals God's glory is ours, and he's given it to us. And it says that we're his servants, and so we do his work, we do what God wants. And we all know someone who lives in darkness, who lives in fear, lives without peace with Jesus. And we have been given this light that reveals God's goodness and reveals his love and his glory and his truth. And our purpose is to bring this light to those who are in the darkness. So today I want you to think about, who can you pray for? Who can you honestly pray for? Who can you reach out to? And who do you know that needs the light of God? Who needs this peace? And who needs to see the glory of God? So I want you to think about that today. And I hope you have a wonderful evening, and God bless.